Welcome to another episode of the Money Wheel Podcast. The journey to wealth starts here with your host, Don Shade.
Hello, my friend and future millionaire. Welcome to this episode of the Money Wheel. My name is Don Shade. I'm going to ask you kind of a personal question here today. And what I want to know is this. How big is your butt? I know what you're thinking already. Boy, Don, that's getting really personal. Well, when we look at it the way it's meant to be, it absolutely is. Because what I hear from a lot of students and even a lot of my friends, they would get into this online business and do things on the internet as far as making income, but they always say that. Oh, I would love to have a business like that, and there's some excuse on the other side of that but. Well, I want you to stop and think. Is your butt big enough to stop you from building the lifestyle of your dreams? 5 years from now, when you look back on it and you see the big explosion that is happening because everybody's starting to build online businesses and create different streams of income because they no longer want to work for somebody else. They have a taste of what it's like to work from home, so to speak. And they've decided, this is how I want my life to be. I have to make some changes. Those aren't the people that have their butt in the way. But I want to ask you this. Are you one of the people where your butt is in the way? I would do it, but. The biggest little word in the English language is if. If I didn't have this problem, or if I didn't have that problem, if I knew how to do this. If ifs and buts were candy and nuts, everybody'd have a Merry Christmas. But we're talking about real life here. It's time to get your butt out of the way and not focus on what if. Let's focus on what you have and what we can do with it. Today's the day I want you to move forward and start really looking at, okay, what kind of business am I going to have? What's my price point going to be? Where do I want to be financially in 5 years? Am I going to be able to get where I want to be doing what I'm doing now without building an online business? These are all serious questions you need to ask yourself. This is just something to make you think. That's everything I have for today's episode of The Money Wheel. We'll see you next time.
Thank you for listening to the Money Wheel Podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and like the podcast. For everything that was talked about in today's amazing show, go to moneywheelpodcast.com and get today's show notes, past episodes, and most importantly, you can connect with Don Shade on all his social media platforms. Again, at moneywheelpodcast.com. If you are just looking to email Don, you can email him at don@moneywheelpodcast.com. For a list of all our tools we use in our business, you can go to moneywheelpodcast.com/resources. Again, thank you for listening to today's podcast, and see you in our next episode of the Money Wheel Podcast.